I'm Marcus.
And I'm Kitty, and this is Dating Detours.
We've dated the red flags, dodged the ghosters, and yeah, maybe joked around about poly.
And now we're talking to real people about what dating really looks like. The messy, the funny, and the surprisingly healing.
Modern love's a mess. Let's talk about it.
All right, hi guys. Today we're here with Lisa. And we're going to be having some stories and having a good time. And first question, most important question, we're going back to our AOL chat days as usual. Age, sex, location?
37, female, in King George.
Awesome. Good old King George out in the country.
Yeah.
And what is your current status?
I am engaged. I am getting married this October.
Nice. Woo woo.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So where'd you find this fine feller?
I met him on Tinder.
Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a lot into dating apps on this show, so
It shocked me. I was not anticipating that.
Fair enough. So prior to meeting this gentleman on Tinder, were you on Tinder very long before you met him, or were you one of the first guys you met?
No. So I had been in like an 11-year relationship and marriage and had separated, and I was just kind of like, I'm okay sitting at home with my cats and my dogs and never talking to anybody. And my friends were really pushing me to get back out there, and a friend of mine was like, get on Tinder. I met my husband on there. I was like, no way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and about 2 weeks in, I ended up meeting Greg, and there was just, I don't know, it was something about the profile was very bare, but I was like, and it just clicked.
Now, did he actually have pictures of himself, or did he have like memes? Because I've seen both.
Oh gosh, yeah. There's some that there's like hardly any pictures, and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Or there's a group of like 5 guys, and you're like, what?
Which one are you?
Mo.
Yeah. No, he actually had pictures of himself, but what makes me surprised that I actually like swiped on it was that he didn't really say much about himself, and usually if they were like that, I was like, pass.
Yeah, because they don't know how to hold a conversation.
But there weren't any of the lame I'm holding a fish or a deer head pictures that it's so stereotypical, but it's actually real.
No gym selfies?
No.
Gym selfies,
Oh, gosh,
holding the fish, or a deer head.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the cars.
Yes,
you always got to have
yep.
a pic with your cool car or truck.
Yeah, he seemed very normal, which is hard to weed through and find.
Yeah.
Yes. So how long were you single after this long-term relationship before you ventured back out there?
Not super long, like maybe 5 months.
Okay.
Hey, listen.
Hey, whatever.
That's fine.
It wasn't very long, but my friends are like, you need to get up and go do something and get out there. And so I was like, okay.
Honestly, I was single for a few days before I went on a dating app after I separated from my ex-husband and met somebody, and then went on some dates here and there and met somebody else and started a whole ass relationship within a few months. So 5 months, that's long term.
Yes, you waited a long time in today's dating. Most people are already like, move out of one place to the other. Like, I'm out of here with a moving truck.
Yeah.
Stop calling me out.
Pull up to the driveway.
That did not end well, though, by the way. Okay.
Pull up to the driveway with a moving truck, talking about it's over, okay, now, and go straight to the next guy's house.
I took my time the second time around, okay?
So let's talk about that first long-term relationship. Like, how crazy was it? Like, what? Yeah,
how'd you guys meet? What's the background?
Yeah, give us a little rundown on it.
I met him. We worked together, and I didn't want to date a coworker, but he was very persistent. And I
always hear that.
I know.
They're persistent.
I just dated him because he's persistent.
Yes.
I'm just too lazy to be persistent.
Yeah, and I was super honest with him. I was young and dumb, is what I say now. But
how old were you?
22.
Oh, well, yeah.
I was married by 23, so...
Yeah, I don't even feel like anything in your 20s count, except for the kids we had.
I was like, wait a minute.
Except for the kids. Like, that's the only thing that counts out of the 20s.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah. But, yeah, we were together for 11 years. And it just turned really bad. It got to be a very unsafe environment, and so I had to make that decision and moved on.
Now, how difficult was that decision to make? Because at this point, you're married to this person. You have kids together?
We did not have kids together, but he had children that were very much a big part of my life.
Of course. So you guys were married for a while. You were together long term. Things started going downhill. You had to make that decision. Was that a pretty quick and snap decision, or did you go back and forth? Or?
Everything was so subtle, and it took me years to realize how bad and abusive things truly were, because it's just like piecemeal little things, and they start to accumulate after a while, and then one day it turns physical, and you step back and you're like, oh my God.
How do we get here?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that first time it got physical was when I realized I really had to make a change. And I'm a businesswoman. I like to think I'm relatively smart. So I knew in order to do it safely, I had to be very methodical. And I consulted with a divorce attorney before I ever said anything. I had safe house in place. I had people on standby the day that I left. And it was just this is the best way to get out safe.
That means you are a very smart person.
Right.
I knew that I could not do anything out of emotion. I had to do everything with brain power, or else it could end up very bad.
Yeah. Definitely don't lead with emotion.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's a good call.
That's very hard to keep that in check, but
yes,
it is, because we're so mad and we want to talk about it all and it's like, so you got out. Was there any backlash from that, or was it a clean break? Like,
no.
What was the aftermath?
My name got dragged through the mud for a while with that one. I was made out to be pretty much the most evil person in the world.
Jesus.
Even though, I mean, it went to the point where I had to get protective orders in place, and I had videos of things that had happened from cameras, and I was like, I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of gaslighting, and I would have to rewatch the videos to remind myself, you're not making up what actually happened.
Ooh, gaslighting.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a master of that. And so it was a lot. There were times where there were death threats made against me to my parents, and so then I had to go back to court to cover them with protective orders.
Wow.
It became a lot. And the divorce, it took 3 years because he was in and out of jail, would not agree to anything, even though we'd already signed paperwork. He decided to take me back to court, and it was a lot.
Isn't that wild? Like,
yeah.
I get non-contested divorces, and then people who contest divorces. I have a friend of mine who, not similar situation, but as far as the divorce is concerned, her ex wanted no part of it, didn't want to let her go, and it just dragged on and on and on. And I wonder, like, through the court systems and, like, legally, like, if one half of that situation doesn't want to be in that situation anymore, why do they allow it to drag?
Yeah, I've never understood that either. It's like, I'm gone. I'm not there anymore. I don't care what they want.
Yeah. So the way I had found it worked is we started as uncontested. We had a property settlement agreement. We agreed on everything. I made it exactly what I wanted, and it was essentially, you take your vehicle and leave. I will take all of the debt, and I want the house. But I'm also paying for the house. You're not paying for anything. Just take anything you want in this place. Just leave me be. That is literally all I want.
House.
Yeah, just leave me be. And then the housing market changed and property values skyrocketed.
Ooh,
and the house became worth a substantial amount more than it was at first.
Now he wants a piece of it, of course.
And so we showed up to court to file to sign off on the divorce papers with the judge, and he shows up with a lawyer, and I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, and you didn't have one at the
No, because we had agreed.
You agreed.
We did not need lawyers because we had agreed on everything.
Yeah.
And it spiraled, and then he was in and out of jail for long stints. And whenever somebody's in jail, they are considered disabled, and you cannot just divorce them. They have to have a guardian ad litem.
Oh.
Yes.
I did not know that.
I did not either until it came up.
Divorcing before he goes to jail.
Guardian ad litem like a child.
Yes,
So in other words, ladies listening, divorcing before he goes to jail.
Yes.
Before.
So that caused a whole host of issues, and it ended up dragging things out for close to 3 years. Oof. And it should have been done. We could have been done in 6 months.
And you could have been done in 6 months because you don't have children.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just this looming over my head, and every time I was supposed to have court, it would be like I would get a call, and we got the judge's schedule mixed up. He's on vacation. You can't come in today.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, wow. I just want to be divorced.
Right.
I know. I would just be crying, and I'm like, I just want this to be done.
I imagine if I ever get married, I'm just going to put an ad in the newspaper when it's time to divorce and hope they don't see it.
I had asked to do that because they couldn't locate him, and I was like,
Even
I hear
better.
that's a thing.
Right. I've always heard.
I am curious, and you don't have to tell me the reason why if this is not the case, but was he in jail because of like those protective orders? Something different?
Drugs.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Good old King George.
Yep.
King George. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so fast forward, got through all that. How long did it take after the divorce to finally, like, everything, the smoke had cleared, he's finally not giving you shit, he's finally not,
Or is he still giving you shit?
No, he is not. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
What did it finally take for him to, like, all right, I'm done, I'll leave you alone?
He violated protective order, and I took him to court, and he got jail time.
Oh, she ain't fucking around.
That'd
Fuck
do
around and
it.
find out.
Unfortunately.
Fuck around, find out.
Unfortunately, that is what it took.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
So,
Yeah, but the day I found out everything was final, it literally just felt like a literal weight.
relief.
Yes.
Okay.
It
And
was just like, oh my god.
What was the date?
September 19th.
All right, that's my brother's
Yes.
birthday.
Yes.
Congratulations.
It is my
What
fiance.
time was it?
I didn't know that, but that's my fiance's daughter's birthday. So we're
Oh,
like,
wow.
great things happen on this day.
Right,
On
right.
September 19th.
Yes.
I mean, Virgo month.
And so you met this new guy in October?
No, I met him.
Oh, I'm sorry,
in-
you got engaged in October.
Well, we got engaged. We've been together for almost 3 years.
Oh, you're getting married in
yes,
October.
Yes, we're getting married
I knew
in
there was an October in there.
Yeah, so we will have been together for 3 years and a week. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. And, some people have their opinions on how fast, people move on from relationships. And I think everybody is an individual. It really depends on what they left, how long they were there, what they're looking for, how well they know themselves, that kind of thing. And
I feel honestly, whenever a marriage ends, for at least one party, the marriage has been over for a while. And
Yes.
you, like in my situation, felt like a roommate and just taking care of somebody, And
I'd say mine moved on an hour later.
But I mean, it ends up like that sometimes, where you feel like a roommate, and it's been done. So
Well, especially when it turns like abusive and stuff. You're
Yeah.
like walking on eggshells. You're
Yes.
trying to avoid the drama. You
Yes.
just want to plot in the background to try to make your escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the crazy part. So finally get through it all. You chill for 5 or 6 months before your friends push you back out onto the market. Going back out
old
there.
meat market.
Oh yeah. Going back out there, like, what was that like? Were you still like carrying some of that stuff from the marriage?
100%. I still to this day, I mean, over 3 years later, have problems, and it's literally PTSD, and it's awful. And I'm fortunate enough that my fiance is such a kind and caring and patient person that I can be open with him and say, in the past, A and B would lead to C.
Right.
And I recognize A and B is happening right now, and I know rationally
C's
the
not
old
gonna
C is
happen.
not going to happen.
Right.
But I'm really struggling right now.
exactly.
Your brain still
Yes.
has that feeling in
Yes.
it, and it is a struggle.
I think
so
we go into defense mode.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your
Yeah.
brain triggers and like, ooh, this is familiar, and
Yes.
definitely was bad last time.
Yeah, I left a tumultuous relationship like 7 months ago. That one after my divorce, and it was pretty bad. It was definitely an opposite of what I was used to with being married. And I've been to therapy. I've been working through a lot of feelings. I've really relied on my friends. Really worked very hard on getting my self-confidence and my self-worth back in myself. And I've been doing really, really well. I think it was maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I remember eating lunch by myself one day at, I don't know, one of the restaurants downtown, and like mid chomping on my burger, I just start crying in the middle of the restaurant. And that's like my brain telling me, like, I have all these things to still release. And so that's when I really started hitting therapy pretty hard, really working on those things about myself, and I've been great until this morning. I was unpacking because I've just recently moved, and I was unpacking some things, and still a lot of things from when I left that other situation 7 months ago that I haven't unpacked, and I ran across something. I'm not going to go into what it was, but it was very triggering to me, to the point where I saw it, I started getting the flashbacks, actual flashbacks. I could
Yeah.
hear the voice in my head saying the things that were being said to me at that time when it came to these items, these medication pills or like vitamins, what they were. And I start feeling myself feeling those feelings again and crying
Yes.
and welling up. And I'm telling you, I've been doing great in therapy. Like my therapist just recently was like, hey, I don't need to see you every week. I think every other week is fine. Like she's graduating me in these steps. So I really realized that even though I'm in a much better situation, I've been doing a lot better, there are still going to be those triggers and those
sure.
things that your brain clicks and reminds you of. So that was a pretty eye-opener for me today.
For sure. And sometimes the only way to be able to move past and heal from those is you have to encounter them. Because you can do all of the therapy and the talking in the world, but it's what happens whenever it actually happens and you stumble across it. And then you have to make that decision to not let it impact you that way anymore and to try and change that thinking. And it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It is not easy.
Yeah,
but the
it's not
only
easy.
way you heal and move on is experiencing it over and over again until each time it diminishes a little bit, that fear
Well,
that it prompts.
I think also it's important, A, to, like you said, well, go have that conversation with the new partner. And then B, it's going to take you a few times of having those situations with a new person and the new person responding in a positive way versus a negative way to go, oh, okay, they're not an asshole.
For
Okay,
sure.
we're good.
Sure.
You're going to wait for that other shoe to drop for a while.
Yeah.
You're just going to wait
Because
for
now
it.
I feel like, and we talk about this all the time, like we've been through so much bullshit, so much trauma over the years, relationships, childhood, all the things, where now like we're just walking around with a sword, you know what I mean? Like we're on defense mode all the
Constantly in
time.
battle, yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's like somebody gets frustrated with you and you're like, whoa, don't hit me. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Don't start yelling at me.
right.
Yeah.
Don't yell at me,
Like,
please. I'm so sorry.
In the past, one of the things is getting silent treatment. If I had slipped up and said something
that's even
remotely,
worse.
I know,
Even
remotely
worse.
wrong. And so I had become so accustomed to when somebody goes silent, I have
Something's
messed
wrong.
up.
Yeah,
I have done
something's
something
wrong.
wrong.
Wow, yeah.
And my fiance just so happens to be the worst person in the world at answering a phone call or a text or even knowing
worse.
the location of his phone.
Oh, no.
Definitely triggering.
That was extremely hard. So he would try to do better at,
Yeah.
you know, and it has gotten over the years now where I'm just like, meh, he just doesn't know where his phone
Right.
is.
And, and that's like you said, it's that time for
Yep,
your brain to
takes
kind
time
of
to figure it
reconfigure
out.
itself
Yes.
and be like, no,
Yes.
I didn't do something wrong.
Yes.
Right.
He just doesn't know where his phone
Yes.
is, or he's in the middle of something
Yeah.
he can't answer right now.
Yeah.
It's not because I did something
Right.
wrong.
And it took a while, but now it's not even a second thought for me whenever he doesn't respond.
And that's exactly like what you said, just rewiring your brain and taking
Yeah.
that time to let it readjust its level of thinking. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's definitely that communication. It's definitely talking. I feel like a lot of people don't, though, and that's the problem. I've been in relationships where I've seen those things, and like, well, perfect example, just in the dating aspect, I tried to meet up with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and you know, they were like, we'd confirmed to meet up like 2 weeks prior. So it was like a long time out, whatever. I got busy, didn't say anything until the day of, and they kind of just ghosted and then responded later and was like, well, sorry, you know, you didn't say anything. And in the past, when people don't say anything after they confirm, like, they normally don't show up or they're not interested.
What do you want me to do? Call you every 10 minutes? Hey, we're still on for next Thursday,
Right.
right?
And that's an
Hey,
excuse.
Wednesday
It is.
morning check, we're still on for
Exactly.
tomorrow, right?
Because if you're not sure, then you just simply reach out to the person.
Hey,
and
we're
be
still
like,
on for
hey,
tomorrow, right?
We still on? Like,
Right.
Just want to check
Yeah.
before I get ready.
Yeah.
Goes
think
both
it's a
ways, guys.
cop-out.
Goes both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just goes back to communication. And what really annoys me is when people, it's like we're sitting around waiting on each other to make these moves and say these things. And I'm like, why does it got to be like that? You know what I mean? It's like, no, if you have a question or you have a doubt,
Ask.
just speak up.
Yeah.
And they're either going to be honest with you or they're not. And
Right.
at some point, if they're not being honest with you, you're going to find out.
Yeah. And I had to adopt that where it was like, I just have to just be honest, put it out there. I'm like, let's see, I was like 33, 34 when we separated. I'm like, I'm sorry, I am too old to have to do this.
Right.
You know, pussyfooting around, what's your favorite color? What's your movie?
Yeah, like, come on, man.
I'm going to put all the cards out there. If you're a decent human being, you're going to be like, I appreciate it. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Now let's move on.
Right.
I'm just going to start bringing flashcards. Be like, here's all my favorites.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
It's like those videos we see on TikTok where the dude and the girl's at the table and she's like, I got a lot of kids. He's like, I'm their stepdaddy now. I'm in debt. I'll pay them bills now. Like, I'm like, dude, it kind of, I don't know. It's got its pros and cons because I feel like I used to enjoy getting to know people, but at the same time, I didn't enjoy them like having this fake persona that you didn't find out about until like 3 months later, and they take the mask off, and you're like, "Whoa!"
I enjoy getting to know people, but I don't need to know the basics shit like that.
Right, exactly.
Like, let me know who you as a person, who you are as a person. What are your thoughts, your dreams? What things actually drive you?
Yeah, what makes you
Those are the
tick.
pieces of information I want to know.
And that was one of the things.
Your favorite color will come along sometime.
Right.
Yeah,
that was one of the things
out.
with my fiance that we clicked is he is incredibly intelligent, and so we could have like intelligent conversations with one another and just talk about stupid stuff, but actually like hold a conversation. And I appreciated the intelligence and not just that superficial surface level,
right?
Which is basically all you really find anymore.
It really is.
So
I get that it's a thing, especially when you first meet somebody. So when I was dating, openly dating, I let that stuff slide. Like in the beginning, like the first date or maybe half of the first date. Yeah. But that is all the conversation we had. I'm like, nah.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Almost like gotta just come with an application and be like, go ahead and fill this out real quick while we wait on our drinks to come. And then while I'm drinking my drink, I'll see if we're
Submit
good
this application of basic information first,
Give me
and
your
then
basics.
we'll schedule our date.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like,
new app, guys, new app.
right. And then we all go into this, how horrible was your ex?
Yes.
And I'm like, do we got to go here? It's like, yes, it's important to know because I want to know your trauma and I want to know why you're like you are about certain things when it comes to relationships.
Especially if it's something that still affects you in your daily life, because it will, at some point, affect your relationship if you go that far. At some point, something's going to happen that might trigger one of you or both of you from something in the past. And so, knowing that information, I'm fine with. I don't want that to be the only thing we ever talk about. Right.
Well, and that's the thing. I feel like we've probably all had
That's called trauma bonding.
Yeah, right. We've all had these situationships or whatever where it's like every time you get together, it's just bitching and moaning and talking about our exes and our trauma. And I'm like, I don't want to hear this anymore. I do not want to hear it.
And the reality of it is there had to have been good times in that relationship
like,
too,
come on,
or
dude,
else you wouldn't have. And I mean, my marriage may have ended the way it did. It wasn't all horrible.
Right.
Mine wasn't either.
There were great times, and so I just think it's unrealistic when you sit there and like bash the entire time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? That gives me a new idea. Like from now on, when we start having those convos with new people, I'm going to be like,
tell me about the good things about your ex.
Stop right here. Tell me your favorite memory of your
top
ex.
3 things about your ex.
Top 3
that you liked.
memories that you liked about him. 3 characteristics that you fell in love with.
Yeah, because obviously at some point you fell in love with something about that
100%.
person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get like not everybody is who they say they are at face value, but you saw something
You
there.
still seen something. You still fell in love with something. So it's like, maybe that's the thing. People need to start focusing on the good stuff from the last relationship so they can build on that.
Asking you, what were the top 3 things that made you fall in love with your ex-husband?
We'll just try it out on you.
Oh, Lord have mercy, thanks.
I know this is wild, but still. We'll pull out something in the memory bank.
Yeah, right.
One of the greatest things he ever gave me was the relationship with his children. Honestly,
Fair enough.
that I loved those kids more than life itself.
So on that note, did you carry on a relationship with them, or had to let it go?
Their mom would not foster
she wasn't
a
down
relationship
for that.
continuing.
Did you and her have a thing when you guys were married, or she didn't like you, or vice
She
versa?
did not like me from day one because I existed.
Right.
Oh. Nobody can have my ex. I don't even want him, but nobody else
I don't
can
want
have
him, but you definitely can't have him. And don't talk to my kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Recently, my stepdaughter did reach out to me, and so we've been talking a little bit.
That's cool.
And
Is she kind of at that age where she can kind of make that decision for herself?
Yes.
And I don't mean 18,
Yes.
but like
Yes.
generally younger,
Teenagers.
older teens have their own phones. They can,
she's old enough to be able to do that. And it was so incredibly heartwarming and like literally broke me down to tears to finally hear from her again after almost 3 years.
You know, and it's funny, you hear some stories where like somebody's baby daddy moves on and gets a new wife, and the baby mama would be like, yeah, I don't even talk to him, I deal with his wife.
So that's the situation
me and
right
her
now.
love each other.
That's the situation right now with my fiance and his daughter's mom. Is I love her to death.
I love that though. See, I love that. That is like co-parenting at its best. I think.
I go out to the house and pick up my stepdaughter up, and me and her mom just sit there and hang out.
I love that.
We genuinely enjoy each other's company.
See,
and
yeah.
all four of us parents were capable to go
Hang
together
out and do things.
yeah, we take her out. Like we took her to her first concert, and we've been able to go do Girl Scout functions together.
See, I love that.
And there's genuinely no animosity. Everybody we love the child more than any hatred or animosity people have for each other.
And I feel like that's an important thing that we're not doing, and I get it. Sometimes it's not possible. Like it was so bad, it ended bad. Like there's just nothing left there to repair as far as like, let's be friends. Let's
So they continue to make you sound like you're a piece of shit all the time.
Right.
That part. But I just wish like as adults and parents that we all just would be like, you know what, let's forget about all that and let's co-parent and have this awesome co-parent relationship. Because kids, I feel like kids need to see both parents together.
For sure.
In like that family setting and stuff. Because some kids, like my daughter, she ain't really got no, I don't have any family. Her mom's got very little family. So it's like, if we're not getting along, then there's like a mix there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I used to do that. Like, it takes a minute to get to that point too. You don't just come right out of a
That's what I hear.
crappy relationship
that's what
and
I
go,
hear.
all right, cool, I'll be down for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then for me, it got to the point where the new boyfriend was a piece of shit, and I got tired of watching that at the family functions, and I was like, I don't want to participate anymore, or things she was doing, or just the environment in general. So for me,
not because of you, but because of your daughter.
right. And for me, I just got to that point where I was just like, I don't want to see this environment anymore. But by then, my daughter was old enough to have that convo and be like, hey, this is why I don't want to go to Christmas down at your mom's house. So I just think, you know, the co-parenting part is like one of those big things we need to work on as a whole. But
And what makes me happy is that his daughter is growing up in an environment where she sees it as normal to have her two moms, her two dads,
Two sides,
everybody all together. And she's just like, this is amazing. And she's the happiest little kid for it.
I love that.
And I just wish more people could do that. Love your child more than you hate your spouse.
Exactly. Because there's so many people that are like, well, you can't bring any people around the kid for the first 6 months, and it's got to be serious, and this, that, and the third. And I agree in certain ways, you shouldn't be bringing people into your kid's life like right off the jump. No. All right, here's Marcus. We've been dating for a month. He might work out, he might not, but we're going for ice cream tonight. Come on.
Yeah.
But then on the downside of that, like, I feel like 10 years ago, we were quick to do stuff like that and didn't care, and then we learned from it. But then it does make dating harder, because then it's like, all right, are we doing this or not? Because we got to jump through all these hoops. And then once I jump through all the hoops and I don't get to the castle to save Princess, like, what was it all for?
Okay, Mario. Slow down.
Right. Like my current situation.
Your shirt says Superman, not Mario.
Yeah, I know, right? I wore my Superman shirt today. Like my current situation, I literally paid like $150 for like this membership on a babysitting site for her, because she's got some kids and baby daddies are not. She's just always stuck at home being a mom, and I'm like, how are you? Like, no wonder you got a couple baby daddies, because it's like, hey, move on in. I can't get out of the house.
Cohabitate now, so we can actually be together.
Right. And I'm over here like trying to find solutions for stuff like that. And normally, I don't even date people with little kids anyway because of those struggles. And I'm like, so see you next month? I don't know.
So my boyfriend and I have, I have an adult daughter, but my boyfriend and I both have children right around the same age, not quite teens yet. But we've agreed that we are not going to introduce our kids to each other for a while. And not because we feel like anything toxic is going to happen or anything, but both of us pretty much at the same time and for the same length of time came out of really toxic relationships where our children saw more than we wanted them to see, or
Yeah.
heard more than we wanted them to hear.
Yeah.
You know, so that is just a lesson that both of us kind of have learned, and actually we kind of bonded over that. You know, because both of us felt like we made that move in the last relationship too fast.
Yeah, my fiance and I were dating for probably about a month and a half before he introduced me to her, and I was like, "Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Right.
Are you sure?"
Well, I was
But
recently.
I also do believe that with some people, you kind of just know.
Right.
You know, like in your case, like this guy, like you don't even know what it was about his Tinder profile that really drew you in, but there was just something about him you just knew was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when all the stars align and everything feels good on both sides, like sometimes you're gonna speed the process up a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's okay. But you know, we shouldn't be speeding the process up just to see each other more.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like that's
absolutely not.
unacceptable.
Absolutely.
That little
'Cause
girl
that's-
she's also a good judge of character, and she has no filter. She would be real quick to tell her daddy, "I don't like her."
Yeah, kids are like that now because
What are you doing, Dad?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Kids are like our little security guards now. You know,
That's my daughter, who's an adult. She has no qualms telling me anything like that. My son, though, probably wouldn't. He's very shy, very to himself, very quiet.
Oh, my daughter is definitely the security guard. Like, hey, that chick's been hanging around a lot, and I don't like her. Why is she here all the time? I'm like, dude, chill.
Oh, she's here again?
Right,
Try to hide your disdain, honey.
right. Well, it got to the point where, like, and I feel like a lot of parents do this. I know I was very guilty of it. Is like, you know, she came to live with me. She was a teenager, and I was just playing the best friend role with her, and I'm telling her about all the dating horror stories and telling them, you know, and it's funny, like one of my exes stopped by this week, and she's like, "Gotta go in there and get me some loving from your daughter," and I'm like, yeah, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
I was like,
You
because
ain't getting
I played it in a way that wouldn't hurt her feelings. I was like, she hates all of y'all, not just you. She hates everybody.
Really, she just hates you.
But really, it's definitely you, because I told her how freaking retarded you are,
Hey, we don't say that.
or how bad you were. I mean, this chick, to my defense, this chick was so petty, she took ketchup out the fridge when she left. I'm like,
Oh my gosh! So I just recently saw on Facebook in some women's group or whatever, the question of if you're ready to leave your ex and
What's
they
the pettiest thing you
what's the
took?
pettiest thing you take with you? They were like
What?
light bulbs out of all the sockets.
I'm just
the
like,
batteries out of the remote.
yeah, like when this particular
She
chick,
took the fucking ketchup.
yeah, when this particular chick left, it was around Christmas.
Fuck your hot dogs.
Took all the Christmas lights, like all the things, and I'm just like, but then she's got the audacity to pretend like she cares about my daughter, and I'm like, if you cared about my daughter,
Bring back the
You
ketchup.
left her ketchup.
you would have left the ketchup, and you would have left the Christmas stuff because it was Christmas time. Like, come
Oh
on,
yeah, okay.
like let's stop being petty. I mean,
Listen, Grinch.
right? I did take a toilet seat one time, but it was a really nice one that
Jesus Christ.
that I bought. It was one of those like fish tank toilet seats. I was like, I'm definitely taking that.
My ex took the pillow. His pillow. I bought these really nice, expensive pillows that they don't like ever go flat. And I come
Right.
home one day and there was only one pillow on the bed. I was like,
You
"That
did.
son of a
Okay,
bitch."
I have one of those. I bought one of those when I was still married.
I mean, those
and
$30
I separated
pillows,
in
man.
2021, so it's been years, and
Yeah.
I've had that well into my marriage.
Yeah.
It does not go
They-
flat.
they don't. They're
It is the
amazing.
most comfortable pillow.
That's why I was
absolutely
so
love
mad
this
when it
pillow.
was gone.
So when I left my last relationship and left the pillow there because I ran out the door, like
Right.
left in a
Go.
hurry, I didn't even have my computer with me. I was like, oh my god, like that was one of my first thoughts when like everything settled down and like my brain
Damn
was
pillow.
oh my god, my pillow. I didn't get it back, by the way.
It's so crazy, the little things that
I love
we're
that
like,
pillow.
care less about all the furniture in the house, but I want my pillow.
You
damn
spend
it.
a third of your life sleeping, man. Pillows are important.
He had like a
Right,
60-inch TV. He was
Right,
welcome
fuck
to
the
take it.
TV.
He could take it. He
TV.
could take anything.
Right.
He took the damn
Just
pillow.
don't take my pillow.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. One of the times I was engaged, one of the only two times.
You were engaged?
Twice when I was young.
Newsflash. I didn't know this.
Yeah, right. So she took the engagement ring, and it was expensive, dude. I bought it at Jared's and was paying payments on
that's a
it.
good question.
Paying payments, right? So
that's a good
it's
question.
done, and she cheated multiple times. That's a whole
should
other
get the ring
episode. Yeah, so you should
100%.
get the
Yeah.
ring back.
Yeah.
I think whoever met, like, yeah, if you cheat on somebody, you got to give the ring back. Come on.
If you aren't married, period.
You should give it back.
have to give the
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Like,
fair
why
enough.
are we keeping it, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I finally just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. She had left a TV at the house, and it becomes this big, like, you bring me the TV, I'll bring you the ring. We had to go.
Did you go to like the police station
Yeah,
and exchange
no, we
with,
had
like,
to- we-
animosity parents? Like,
Yeah, we
exchanging
met in
their
a
baby
public
for the weekend?
space. Like, here's your TV. Where's my ring?
Give me my baby.
Let me see it first.
Right,
and then I'll hand it
exactly.
over.
Like, come the fuck on, guys. Like, come on,
hilarious.
dude. She kept the iPhone because we were all on a plan, and I'm like, no, you're not keeping that phone to go do all the host shit with your new man. No, bring the phone back too. So it was just
I want my
this-
shit back.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean?
I bought you those shoes 2 years ago too. I want those back too. I don't care if they're high heels.
Right. I'll find somebody.
Petty Betty over here.
Yeah, right. No, I don't necessarily care about all the bullshit like
Yeah, I
that.
just
But
do.
the ring, the phone, like, I'm not paying your phone bill.
Yeah.
No.
You got a new man, he can pay your phone
Yep,
bill.
yeah,
Like, move on. You know what I mean? I feel like this could be like a whole game show, like, of what's the pettiest thing you ever took?
I'm gonna start asking that.
That is a good one.
I'm gonna start
That
asking
is a
that.
good
Okay, when
question.
you broke up and you left, what is the pettiest thing you took?
Yeah.
Or the pettiest thing they wouldn't let you take, because that's a
Or
thing
the pettiest
too.
thing they took?
Or the
Yeah.
pettiest thing they took. That's
Oh yeah,
the thing
this
too.
is definitely going in the repertoire.
Oh, so fast forward, everything's good. You got your new man. Tinder is such. It's funny. Everybody's always like,
There's
okay,
complete
Cupid.
trash on Tinder, let me just say.
There's complete trash on all of them.
All the dating sites are trash now.
Yes.
I feel like
All of them.
Yeah.
You know, there should be like a section in the profile bio, like list your top red flags or something. Like, what's your biggest struggle you got going on in your life right now? So your
Have you ever
potential-
ghosted anyone and why?
Right.
Oh my gosh. Can we, why is ghosting, are people really that immature now that
Yeah, they just
it
they
baffled
disappear.
me. I'm
Instead
just
of
like,
having
what
an
is wrong
adult
with you?
conversation with somebody on why you don't
Yeah.
want to have that relationship or have that
Yeah.
date or
Yeah.
have what was happening going on anymore, just like, nope, block.
I at least would have the decency to be like, yeah, I just don't think it's gonna work. I would never just ghost them because what is this? I feel
Right.
like it's something children
Especially
do.
like you're a couple months in and things are going great. You've been sleeping with them, like all the adult things, and then all of a sudden they're just they're gone. But what we're finding is
Wild.
on the girl side, most of the men were just married. They just
Yeah,
had they
most
had
of the men were married
and they're like, oh shit, this
or
is
in a
getting serious.
long-term relationship. We haven't talked to a ton of people yet, but we're
Right.
getting there, and it seems to be the same story.
Same
I have
story.
blocked one person, ghosted one person before, but I told that story, and everybody agreed. Was like, yeah, that was probably a good move.
My latest stalker, Kitty knows my latest stalker, tried to book on the dating podcast over the weekend.
Oh, fun.
No, didn't try.
She
Did.
did, but then canceled. But she's also one of these people that likes to poke the bear and try to stir up an argument.
She's just letting you know she's still there.
Right.
I was kind of curious when I saw that was canceled. I was like,
It's like, huh? Because I was gonna let it go. I texted Kitty. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I'll do it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Let's do it. Let's see what
Let's
she's
talk about all your shortcomings.
Right. Let's talk about it. And then she canceled, and I was like, well, that's good because I really didn't want to like get an argument up in here because she is a little aggressive, and probably it would have triggered me. Well, it's just to the point. It's
This
so
is not Jerry Springer, guys.
right. Well, it was just so crazy because a month or so ago, like apparently, I got a bunch of Instagrams because I got all the companies, got all the different things, and she messages me on some, do you got to follow me on all your profiles? And
Oh, is that who said that?
that one.
Oh, I didn't know that was who it was.
And, I was just like, you know what? And she was also messaging me every time I'd post a meme. Every time I posted anything that could feel like it was towards her, she had to call me out on it. I was like, you know what? I'm getting tired of this. Like, you're censoring me. I can say whatever the hell I want. It's my
Yeah.
page.
That's true.
Just fuck off.
Yeah.
So finally, I just went to all my pages and removed her manually.
Yeah.
And then like a week ago, she pops up on my story views. So I message her and I'm like, why are you following me again? She's like, I watch all the stories. And I'm like,
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I
You
post
went-
stories, and I don't. Yeah.
You went out of your way to watch my story because I'm not on your friends list.
Right.
And now I just turned my page into professional mode because Facebook's like, you're doing too much for a personal post. So I switched it over, and 2 days ago, who's following me? She is. I'm just like, why are you still watching me? When she literally was like, we're two completely different people, blah, blah, blah. Gave me all the reasons why it wouldn't work.
Let that be what it is.
Exactly.
So when you met your fiance on Tinder, you said he was really the first person you really connected with, talked to, dated?
I had
Yeah, how many dates
Went on
did
a
you
date,
go out?
yes.
I had went on dates with a couple different guys, and there was one guy that I was talking to for about a month, and it just went really weird. I'm wondering if it was a situation where I was like the other woman.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We love
So you meet
those.
this guy on Tinder.
I can't. I don't know if it was Tinder or like Facebook dating was the other one my friends got me on.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those two.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just very. The whole thing was just very awkward the way it ended. It was like he was all in and going out of his way and like
Talking to you on
putting in all
text,
this effort.
taking you on dates.
Yeah, he lived.
Had your phone number?
Yeah, he
Called
lived.
you?
He lived probably an hour and a half away, and he would always drive up this way to hang out and to go do things. So he's like putting in all this effort, and then he would get kind of squirrely and just like drop off, and I'm like,
For like hours or days or?
for like a couple of days.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Radio
he
silence.
was right back and was as if nothing happened. Sorry, I've been really busy with work, and
Oh, that's their favorite
Oh,
one.
yeah.
and so it became where
Yeah.
I started to get a little suspicious, and I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, I feel like there's another girl involved,
Right.
and if I knew for a fact it was a side piece, I would have tracked down who that woman was and just let her know.
Well, that's what- that
Let me
was-
show you.
Yeah.
So honestly, we actually talked with somebody in kind of that same conversation, and she said she was not interested in talking to the other woman or letting her know anything. She wanted out of the drama completely. But you're kind of
Oh,
the
screw
opposite.
that! No,
You're
that
like,
girl deserves to know.
run it head first.
It's her decision what she does with the information,
Very
but I'm
true.
going to at least offer it up to you with the proof and the receipts so that you know
Right,
what's going
right.
on, because you don't deserve that.
Well, the funny,
you would want somebody to do that for you.
Exactly. I
well,
would
the
hope they
crazy
would.
part is like you've got those women that are with cheaters, and you bring the info to them. They're like, I don't care, fuck off. You like leave him alone. Like they're trying to defend him, almost like the bad kid that gets in trouble,
Right.
and you're like,
No, almost like that really cute meme with the possum standing on top of a garbage can that says, "Get off my trash."
yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, and they stay with him, and I'm like, how many
Yeah.
times has he cheated on you now? This
Yeah.
is the 5th time, and you're okay with that?
After a while,
whatever,
it's
if
like,
that's-
okay, well, you just like cheaters, and
Yeah.
you're okay with them cheating on
Right.
you, or you move on.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the lifestyle that you're okay with, that's fine. But at least I
least
can
you know.
sleep at night knowing that I, tried to do a solid and inform
Yeah.
you
At least you know.
that he's a hoe.
Yeah, right. Well, and then
He's a-
it's so funny. Back when I was really in the bar scene, when I had my beer pong company and stuff, like I would just watch all the dudes pass these bar girls around, and I'm like, she was just with your best friend last month. They dated for like a couple months.
Oh my god.
So you're just gonna take the trash, and I don't get it.
New meaning to bar hopping.
Yes, we call. You know what we called it? We called it homie hopping.
Homie
Oh
hopping.
my gosh.
That's what we
Homie
called it.
hopping.
Homie hopping. Like she
Homie
just
hopping.
hopped around all the homies.
Who's buying me drinks this weekend?
Yeah.
Right. Like, who's taking care of me this week? And I was just like, oh my God, I don't. It was just weird because I'm like, nah, I don't want you. I've been with at least 4 dudes I know personally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What bar stool you hitting up next?
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then it's funny. I got a friend that I've been chatting with back and forth. We'll get her on the podcast. She's got some really good stories. Anyway, her best friend has went behind her back and hooked up with 3 of her boyfriends, and I'm like,
That's not your
not a
best
best
friend.
friend.
that's what I
no
said.
way.
I was like, how can you still consider her your best friend? And I forgot what she said, but I'm just like, no.
She's been there for me when I needed her.
Right. Yeah, banging your
obviously she's been there
friends.
for your boyfriends when they needed her too.
Right, banging your boyfriends.
gosh.
So, yeah, we'll have to dig into that one when we get her on here because she definitely has some banging stories to tell.
Yeah. So, okay, so that one guy you went on the date with and it kind of got squirrely. You said it kind of ended weird.
Yeah, it was about a month, and he was just like, I need to figure things out, and I did see he made like a very large career move shortly after that, and he was like, I've just got to get my head wrapped around what I'm doing career-wise, and da-da-da-da, and I was like, well,
I need to work on myself.
essentially, without saying that,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay.
You know,
We're good.
I just watched A Million Ways to Die in the West the other day, and I don't remember her name in the movie, Amanda Seyfried's character, when she broke up with Seth MacFarlane's character. That's what she said. I need to work on myself.
The famous
And then like a week
words.
later, she's with Neil Patrick Harris's character.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it always goes. It's not you, it's me. I need to work on myself.
With that guy over
Yeah.
there.
Right,
Yeah.
a week
Or with
later.
that girl over there.
Right. They already had someone else they were working
Yeah.
on.
So do you still talk to him at all, or
No.
that was it?
That was it.
Radio
it just,
silence.
It just. I had red flags going off. Something didn't feel right, and I've really learned to like trust my gut instinct.
Yes.
So
Trust the gut.
So I was like, okay, we're good. I'm
Trust
good with
your-
Did
that.
you investigate, or you were just like, I'm over it?
It just
moving
wasn't
on?
worth my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care enough. I mean, it was only like a month. I wasn't
Right, you weren't
that
invested yet.
invested
Yeah.
to do that.
So you were with somebody long-term / married, kind of young. Seem to have met your fiance pretty early on after that separation. Do you have any kind of like weird first dates or odd
I
first
do.
dates? Okay,
Yeah, let's
fantastic.
hear about
Let's
that.
do that.
So
Let's hear some good stuff.
I only went on a few first dates with people because the bar scene is not my thing. So if I'm going to meet people, that's just not where I'm going to find them.
Right.
But the hands down weirdest one ever was it was the weekend, and I had matched with this guy, and we'd been talking, and he seemed normal, and
Don't they all?
They always.
by all accounts, and he was, I think he lived in Richmond, and so he's like, well, hey, I've got to run some errands, and I'm going to go by the mall later today. Are you doing anything? Do you want to hang out and just come and walk around?
That's
and
casual.
we get something to eat. I'm like,
Sure.
it's in public. This is amazing.
Right. Sounds safe.
You want to
Right?
come to my house?
Right.
The amount of times that guys do that
Oh,
just
yeah.
baffles
They do
me.
not want to make you dinner.
No.
No. It's Netflix and chill time.
And you're lucky if you leave the house alive, I feel, some of those times. So I'm like, it's Saturday. I've got nothing going on. I'd like to get out of the house. And I'm like, sure, I'm totally down to do that. So
That
I
seems
hop in
legit.
the car and drive down to the mall. And I'm like, where the hell am I supposed to find you? And this place is massive. How am I supposed to know where you are? And he was like, well, you have to find me. I was like, the fuck I do. What are we, 10?
Right. We're playing.
I didn't
Yeah,
sign
we're
up for
playing.
this.
Where's Waldo at? You know what I mean?
Are we gonna play freeze tag next?
Right.
I don't know what you drive. I know what you look like from pictures, and we all know pictures can be deceiving.
That was 15 years ago.
Right. I still got my good picture up. All my friends hit me up. You're catfishing it.
And so at first I thought it was a joke, and I was like, oh, he's just being funny. And you
I
know,
can appreciate that. Yeah.
no, this sucker was serious.
Oh man.
And I was like, yeah,
I'm wearing a blue shirt and jeans.
Catch me if
Everybody's
you
wearing a
can.
fucking blue shirt and
He's like,
jeans.
well, I have a hat on. And I'm like, thanks a lot. That really freaking helps. So
Right.
you and like
I mean, you
100
could be
other
like,
people.
I'm in the food court.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not playing your stupid games. I'm just gonna turn
just turn around and go home.
Yeah, I'm like, it's no skin off my back. I'll just go home. And so he was like, no, I'm standing outside. I'm like, okay, that's not
Which
super
entrance?
helpful because this place is huge. So against my better judgment, I ended up saying, I'm like, okay, let's just see what
You
this
better be
is.
charming as fucking hell
Oh
when I
my
find
God.
you.
Oh my gosh. And the persona he portrayed in his profile was not the same as he was in person.
Did you show up and he was holding a fish? Because that would have been hilarious.
That would have been an improvement in my opinion.
Oh Lord. Dude had a good profile and sucked in person.
Just my type is not what he was there, and he was just very like thug life
Oh,
with
God.
the thick gold chains
Oh,
and a
man.
hat, and I was like, yeah, this is a good work right
It's like
off
this
the
is
bat.
this is not my jam.
And
This
it
is not
was-
my jam.
it was
And he
the-
wasn't giving that vibe on his profile.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
And like the
He was wearing
10
the polo shirts on his head.
the 10 pictures that were there, because I would scope those things out, and if I saw them, I'm
Right.
like, that's just not my type.
Right.
No.
It's not your
Moving
thing.
on.
Yeah, no, he 100% did not portray that in his profile. And so I found myself in a situation of, oh shit, how do I get out of this?
How do I get out? Oh man, I totally forgot. I have an appointment with my dentist.
Right. Damn.
It's Saturday. Yep. Saturday dentist. Isn't that
Yeah,
great?
yeah.
I did not know what to do. And so I was like, he's like, well, let's go in. I'm going to go to these stores. I'm like, whatever. I'm in a public place. What's the worst that can
Right.
happen?
What's the worst that can happen?
So he's trying to, I believe it came across as trying to impress me by going into these random jewelry stores and looking at expensive pieces of jewelry, like for
Oh,
himself.
God.
And I'm just
Look
like,
at this $1,500 necklace.
was
Do you think
so-
this would look good on me? I might come back after I get my paycheck.
he was doing shit exactly like I know you say it. It was just like
I'm
that.
not serious. I can only imagine like, what is
It
what's
was,
going on.
it was so cringeworthy, and I found myself trying to stand further and further away from him because I'm like, I'll be damned if people think I am with this guy.
This is not my boyfriend.
Why does this random person keep following me?
And he tried to do like the old school, like hold my hand while we're walking. I'm like, no, that's okay. I'm just gonna hold on to my personal
I like to take
hands.
things very slow, like 5 feet behind slow.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
And the straw that broke the camel's back. As he tells me that he's saving up money to get his grill and have his teeth pulled to get gold teeth.
Gots to go, Paul Wall.
You know what? I think I would have just turned around and been like, pew.
I think
Just
I
faded
would.
back like that Homer
I
Simpson
looked
in
at
the
him.
bush.
Yeah, I just looked at him and I was like, the fuck you say? A grill?
like putting hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill.
Right, we cooking hot dogs on the
You
grill.
don't need a gold one. A black Weber's just fine.
Right.
I'm like, I need a little more info on this grill you speak
You have your
of.
teeth pulled out.
Jesus.
And then we were back at a jewelry store looking at this couple $1,000 piece, and it was literally, well, when I get paid this week, I'll be
Oh my gosh.
And we got outside, and he's like, well, I've had a really nice time. You want to go get something to eat? And I was like, no, thanks.
I ate before I came.
hungry.
Honestly, I'm feeling a
Gotta
little
go.
sick. It was bad food. It was bad Chinese food. I gotta go home.
I didn't know how to get out of it because one of my downfalls, one of the bad things about me is I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
I hate to hurt feelings. I hate to make anybody feel bad about themselves.
I could have a whole episode about just being that person.
I wanted to look at him and be like, you're fucking insane. No, thank you. I'm peacing out. But I was just like, no, thanks. I think I'm good. And he's like, are you sure there's a place? There's an Applebee's around the corner.
Applebee's. Yes.
2 for 20.
And I was like, no, really.
Dollar
I'm good.
margaritas.
He's like, well, it's getting close to dinner time. I'm
me.
good. He's like, well, can I call you later? And I was like, yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, at least you broke it off. You told him, like, well, here's the thing for me as a guy, like, I can tell when the girl's not feeling me. So at that point, I wouldn't even have invited you to go anywhere else.
It's nice to meet
not
you.
picking up those social cues.
Right. He was
Nice to
not picking
meet
up the
you.
social cues. Like, people in general
Maybe
need
I'll
to
see you around later some other
pick
time.
up the social cues.
Pick up the
Like,
social cues.
He was not reading that at all. And I was just like, oh.
because I'm the type that'll call you out on it and be like, is everything all right? Like, I'm not, something ain't right here. What's going on?
And
I'm going to give you the chance to,
I
like,
could never do that. I'm just my person. I
Yeah.
could never say that to somebody. But if somebody said it to me, I would just be like, oh, okay.
right. Well, that's
Yeah,
the
isn't that
thing.
weird? Like, I have no problem receiving that message
But
if
I
that's
can't
the
do it to
message.
somebody
But
else.
like, I have a hard time being like,
Starting it.
no.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I try to tell my daughter, and I feel like people in general, because I used to say women, but now it goes both ways, men and women. I feel like we have to get better at communicating and having that post-date conversation of, hey,
How'd you feel about that?
yeah, it's like you almost like you got to have a survey. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, how was the date?
How was the food
What's
choice?
your rate your experience on a 1 through 10?
Dating apps should take note of that. Like, send a
Post-date.
freaking post-date survey. Well, I just feel like people need to know what's freaking weird about them so they can work on
okay,
it.
no. Let's not say what's weird about
Or
them,
just what
because
didn't vibe.
I don't want to put out the vibe that that gentleman that you
Right.
He is probably somebody else's soulmate.
Right.
For sure.
is totally
Yeah.
right up somebody else's alley,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
doesn't make him weird.
True,
or weird.
true,
He's just
true.
He's
not yours.
not mine.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you look at it that way, maybe
So if you look at it that way,
maybe you shouldn't go into all that.
No,
because
there are
then
some
you're,
things where like, no, you're crazy, and you just
Right.
need to not be that way.
Yeah, I guess you got a
But
good point,
things like
because I'm one of
that,
those people, like,
that's not a crazy
if
thing.
somebody
It's just
told
crazy
me-
to you.
Yeah.
and it's not
Yeah.
your jam, and
yeah,
that's okay.
I guess. I guess it's just
Totally somebody else's jam.
Right.
I guess you just got to be able to let them down. You know what I mean? Don't ghost.
And I think the problem is too is a lot of people aren't the greatest at getting constructive criticism.
That too.
Now I don't mean the bashing and the nastiness and the
Right,
name
right.
calling and the whatever. I just mean like the hey, it was nice to meet you. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I wasn't feeling that vibe.
Yeah. I think
That's
you
nothing
should-
bad about them.
That's really all you got to say, because at that point, it's not me, it's you. Like, you weren't vibing with me, and that's fine. Cool, peace out. Versus ghosting. But at the same time, pick up on the cue. If she stops talking to you and you...
If she's standing 10 feet behind you,
Right.
there's a sign that she's not feeling that.
Well, not only that, you go on a date and she unmatches,
Yeah.
it's obvious.
Yeah.
Why'd you unmatch me?
Right.
I thought it was pretty obvious. Wasn't feeling the date.
Yeah, you almost shouldn't even give your number out until after the first date, because it's like, keep it in the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually
Keep
a
it
good
in the
idea
app.
because
That
once
is.
you give the phone number up and then
Yeah,
y'all go on a crappy date, now
Yeah.
they got your number
Yeah.
and they think you just unmatched because like it was a match.
It was a match.
Yeah.
Oh, she unmatched me, or she deleted her profile because she was feeling it
'cause
that
she's
much.
exactly. No,
Okay,
buddy.
no, that's a good call. Don't give out your number till after the first date,
Yup.
and you've had that discussion on that.
Because, I mean,
the fact
let's
that
be
you're both
real,
feeling
we're all
it.
up on the apps. But the downside of that is most people don't even have notifications turned on for all those apps.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
never did.
Like people respond.
And I would get that on the couple of days I was on one. Sorry. I
Haven't
don't.
been
I'm not.
on.
I'm not. I haven't been on in the last day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, hello,
Right.
hi,
Yeah.
how was your day? Great. How was
God, I
yours?
hate that.
Oh,
Nothing
Oh
for
my
7,
gosh.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah.
How's your day been? Okay. What's your favorite color?
Right. Swipe.
Something.
Listen, guys, this is why I use ChatGPT to help me come up with creative conversation starters, man.
Slow down, Stan.
It just helps.
I think whenever I was talking to my fiance on Tinder, he had really good questions that were just not the normal.
provoking?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he was. I think one of them, if I remember, was if you were in a movie or if there was a movie made about you, who would play you? And like he would ask you a
I hate
question.
that question.
He would ask these different questions that weren't the normal kind of questions, and I was like, I appreciate this.
I like that question, but I hate that
Notes,
question.
take notes,
Like, what am I gonna
guys.
say?
Come up
Yeah,
with
yeah.
other
Kathy Bates.
questions.
It wasn't just the lame of how many cats and dogs do you
Right.
have.
How many kids you got?
Yeah,
What you want
yeah.
to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite color?
Yeah.
Right. What do you do for work?
Stuck on that question, guys. I'm sorry. Mine is blue, by the way.
Right.
So I guess we can wrap it up. And what we've been doing to kind of wrap up the episodes is we kind of been giving a little piece of advice
From what you learned.
to our listeners on what you've learned either from your current relationship, your short dating experience, or your
Yeah.
previous marriage.
Talking to people that are just getting back into dating after marriage, like what's your
Yeah.
advice to them?
For me, I would say that being completely honest and having those hard discussions. So him and I'm just always very open, and this is how I'm feeling, this is how I'm dealing with things. Or there's times where he's really made me mad, and I'm like, I really don't like you right now.
Just go away.
And I was just happening the other day, and I was like, because you took the keys out of my purse, and I didn't figure it out until I got to my car, and my car wouldn't unlock, and my arms are all loaded up, and now I've got to go on a scavenger hunt for the fucking keys. And I'm like, but I love you, but this is why I'm mad at you right
I
now.
love you, but don't touch my keys.
Yes.
Don't do that again.
And so being able to do that, but then having a partner who's receptive to that and
Right.
can do it back and be open and honest, because you're never going to have, I feel, a successful relationship if you can't be completely transparent with one another.
Yes.
If you have to hold back, then I feel like that's not a good match for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, somebody on that
question
real
is,
quick.
what is it that is making you feel like you need to hold back?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you feel like you can't trust them? Because
Yeah.
there is nothing that I would feel uncomfortable telling him. Maybe sometimes things may be embarrassing or something
Right,
like
right.
that.
Oh, yeah.
But I know that he is always going to receive it with kindness and.
And do you really want to be
respond
with
in a
somebody who
positive
you
way.
think may not accept the
Right.
whole you for you?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's a good piece of advice. I like
Yeah.
that.
I love it. I love it. I was going to touch on that one little thing. It was like I was talking to somebody that I'm talking to, and they were like, I was kind of being hard on them about some stuff. And she's like, you know what? I appreciate you for that and the way that you're doing it. And I can tell you're doing it with love. Like you're doing it because you want to see me have a better situation.
And it doesn't mean always saying what the other person wants to hear, but
Right.
it's that you have good intentions behind what you're
Right.
telling them, and then they are able to recognize
Yeah,
that.
and I got a bad habit of like, what do they call it, beating a dead horse sometimes. And she was like, okay, can we just not talk about this anymore?
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
You told me.
Right.
I took it positively. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. A week later, she still ain't did shit. That's why. Anywho, well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Great to
and
meet you, Lisa.
talking to
Yeah,
us.
nice meeting you.
And congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
nuptials.
Yeah, yeah.
You're getting married locally?
Yeah, out in King George.
Okay, awesome. Wonderful.
Yep.
I hope it's a beautiful time.
I hope
The
so
weather,
too.
the weather holds up.
We
Right.
intentionally picked October for it to be cooler.
October is a good month to get
September,
married.
October,
Yeah.
those tend to be pretty good wedding
Yeah.
months.
Even though it is hot as hell this summer, so let's see how long that
Yeah.
carries on.
Well, maybe we're getting all this heat now.
That's what I'm telling myself.
Right. Let's hope.
Like it's nice and cool for
Concentrate
October.
all right now in June and July.
I won't
Right.
survive if it's 90 degrees.
I got married in the middle of June,
Oh.
and the day was hot. It was
Yeah.
hot as hell.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. As the wedding DJ, I don't appreciate those weddings. I messed up one
Especially when they're
time.
outdoor ones.
Yeah, I did that one time, like not even thinking about it. I was just excited to get the gig. And then instantly I was like, no wonder they shopped around for so long. Everyone else was probably smart.
Sorry, I'm busy that day.
Right. So,
Yeah.
anywho, all right. Well, thanks for coming. And we'll talk to you guys on the next episode.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening to Dating Detours.
If this episode hit home, follow the show and drop us a quick review. It really helps us grow.
And if you've got a dating story of your own, we want to hear it.
Hit the link in our show notes, be a guest, and keep navigating the chaos out there.
Keep dating, keep learning, and don't be afraid to take the detour.